Congratulations and welcome to the survivorship part of your rehabilitation program. As per our current evidence base, we would recommend that you try and complete 150 minutes of moderate activity per week. However, we fully understand that you've been through a treatment process whereby you're maybe not at the same fitness level as you were previously. Therefore, we'd recommend that you begin easy by doing up to 20 minutes of cardiovascular activity per day for 6 days of the week. And as you feel more able, you can then progress to more moderate activity levels whereby you might do up to 30 minutes per day, 6 days a week. Please feel free to take your time, and when you are feeling more capable, you may well embark on doing up to 75 minutes of vigorous activity per week. But please remember, your body takes time to recover, and therefore don't rush through the stages in terms of your cardiovascular fitness. So this is your overhead stretch exercise with rotator cuff activation. This can be used daily or as part of your gym program. In order to do this, what you would do is get set up into this position as Alice is here. She's got her feet at shoulder width apart, the knees are bent. You can see here Alice is laying on a roll, and we're aware most people don't have these at home. So you're welcome to use a pillow or a blanket, whatever you feel comfortable using. She then has a band wrapped around her hands, which we're going to use to provide a small amount of resistance through the movement. This doesn't want to be a heavy band. It doesn't need to be working really, really hard with high resistance. We just want something very light. So in order to complete this activity, Alice is going to put a little bit of pressure on the band to create her hands being a bit wider than chest width. She's then going to take the arms over her head, allowing her head to go back with the arms, getting a nice stretch there through the chest and some extension through the lower back. Taking a breath there, lovely, and coming up back through, maintaining a nice wide grip with the band there. She shouldn't feel any pain with this exercise. We want her to go into stretch, but not so far that she goes into pain. And in terms of repetition, you can do this 10 repetitions up to 3 times or 3 sets a day, or as part of a gym program. We're going to begin with the lawnmower at an advanced level. So in order to complete this, Alice has hold of a moderate to high weight for her abilities. Please make sure you select a weight that is comfortable for you to begin with, but challenging. She's got her left foot in front with 90% of her body weight on that leg, and the right foot is just behind. We're going to take the weight in the right hand above the head. She's then going to bring it down and forwards to the outside of the left ankle, bending the knee, and then coming back up. We need the speed of this movement to be nice and controlled because of the weight that she's using. She's making sure that she's taking the weight into the heel as she brings the weight down and driving up from the heel through the leg on the way back up. In terms of repetition, with a moderate to heavy weight, we're going to be asking you to do between 8 to 10 reps, 3 to 4 sets, up to 3 times a week. The muscles that should be working in this activity will be the glute muscles, so the muscles around the bum and possibly in the hamstring at the back of the leg. You should not feel any pain with this activity. So this is our single leg heel raise. Again, we want to do this exercise with moderate to heavy weight, but based on your prior experience, please select a weight that is challenging but still comfortable for you. So Alice is going to stand on one foot. She's got a weight in one of her hands. We have got a little bit of support on the other hand just to make sure that we're focusing on the strength component and she's not wobbling around too much. She's dropping the heel all the way down as far as she can and then driving up through the toes. This speed is perfect. At this point, we don't want Alice to go any faster. She should feel like the muscles in the back of her leg are working quite hard. And with the right amount of weight, we want her to be doing 8 to 10 repetitions and working pretty hard, but not to fatigue. Sets wise, we'd ask her to do 3 to 4 sets, and that's 3 times a week. So this is our band walking activity designed to help you strengthen through the glute muscles in the hips. Alice here has a super band, which maybe everybody doesn't have access to at home, but if you have a TheraBand, you can tie the TheraBand around your feet. If you are doing this, we'd recommend to do it without shoes on to prevent the TheraBand from snapping. However, if you have access to a super band, we set yourself up like this, toes slightly turned out and knees soft with a slight bend. We're going to ask Alice to bring the band up towards the chest, and we're going to start a side step quite wide so she doesn't come into a narrow stance for approximately 10 reps in each direction and 3 to 4 sets of this. We want to make sure that she's not bending sideways through the upper body. Most of this movement is coming from her legs, and she should feel that the muscles on the sides of her hips start to kick in relatively quickly. So this is our push-up exercise. In order to do this activity, we're going to ask Alice to come onto her hands and her toes, making sure the hands are stacked underneath the shoulders. We've got a nice flat neutral back here. And what Alice is going to do is she's going to go down as far as she feels comfortable and then pushing back up. This is a full push-up activity. You can make it easier by doing half, or make it even easier by doing this on the knees, which you can see in our intermediate set of videos. In terms of repetition, we'd ask you to do between 8 to 10 reps, 3 to 4 sets. However, for females, that can be a little bit more challenging, so we might ask you to do 6 to 8 reps, 3 to 4 sets. So this is our lateral plank rotation exercise. This is going to help you strengthen through the core and your shoulders. In order to complete this, we're going to ask Alice to come into a side position with one hand onto the mat and both feet onto the floor. She's going to take a light weight, but to begin with, if this is a new activity to you, please do it without weight in the first instance. She's going to bring the weight up towards the ceiling, keeping the body nice and straight. She's then going to take the weight underneath through the gap, rotating around as far as she feels comfortable to balance, and then bringing the weight back up towards the ceiling. In terms of repetition, we can do 8 to 10 reps of this, 3 to 4 sets, and we should feel that the core and both of the shoulders are working relatively hard. Please select a weight that is comfortable for you, or even no weight to begin with if this is a new movement pattern for you.